Mr. Nambiar, how do you look at the situation developing right now? Because till now, it's, at least till this morning, it seemed that the Maha Vikas Aghadi, no matter how uneasy the alliance was, seemed to be coming together a lot better than one would have expected in this deepest forms of political crisis. But would you think, with what Mr. Sanjay Raut had said, that would possibly queer that pitch?
Well, Mr. Sanjay Raut is a water cannon. So I will say that during the Iraq war, if you remember the chemical Ali, so it's basically he comes up every day morning and make a news and the news bite for the whole evening. But that's over. So the problem with the Shiv Sena is now it's very irreparable. Even if somehow, which is even not even a remote chance for all these rebel MLAs to come. Now, who is the rebel? That is a big question, because it seems that 42 MLAs out of the 55 is with one side. Now, the question is, who is the real genuine Shiv Sena? So, Uddhav Thackeray today, even if they come back, cannot have a leadership. He cannot claim that old legacy of his father or the kind of the influence the Thackeray family had always in Shiv Sena. That's all over forever. I would rather say the old Shiv Sena of Balsaheb Thackeray is dead. Now, this is a new Shiv Sena. Now, the reason behind this is 2-3 things. One is the fundamental mistakes what Uddhav Thackeray did when he formed the government with his unholy alliance. Most of the Shiv Sainiks on the ground, in fact, during the election time, I was traveling all across Maharashtra. One thing I'll tell you, the Shiv Sainiks has always found BJP as their natural alliance. They always fought against the Congress and as well as NCP. And on the one fine day, despite his father announced once upon a time that nobody from his family will ever sit on the seat of a chief minister. They will never be contesting elections to become a chief minister, or for that matter, any other position. But on the other hand, what Uddhav Thackeray did, the first mistake is cutting the alliance with the BJP. Second mistake, becoming the chief minister. Third mistake is creating his son as the Yuvraj, who's also become an MLA and even a minister in the cabinet. And so most of the real workers of Shiv Sena, that is like Eknath Shinde or so many of those people, they really felt that, yeah, what is there for them? They are not even given an audience. And another thing is that great Balasaheb was always been against Congress and the Congress culture. And I don't know, you remember that once he even said in an interview, Congress is a cancer. Then imagine what happened. And all those parties which has got into alliance with Congress, whether it is any party anywhere, whether it is JDS, Samajwadi Party, all those parties who has got into an alliance with Congress has almost decimated one after another on the later part. But this is what really is happening. I think Uddhav's political career, according to me, is over. He is the Thackeray family has always been considered.
Mr. Nambiar, many would say in politics it's a little, one should avoid writing political obituaries.
That is true. I agree
but
with you.
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. And on the flip side of it all, many would suggest that the new form of politics for the Shiv Sena.
I think the number it's all very, as far as the number game is over, the counting that is over, because it's very clear now that Eknath Shinde is the real Shiv Sena. And Thackerays have lost it. And most importantly, Preeti, if you really look at it, Shiv Sena is one of the very few cadre parties in this country. That's the way they have been built. Shiv Sena has got almost in even trade unions. Even if you go to the Mumbai, in most of the industries in Mumbai, Shiv Sena has got even a trade unions which are very strong. But have you seen any kind of anti-sloganeering or an activity against these MLAs any places across Maharashtra? No. At least I have not seen in any of the channels in the last 5 days which I am participating. Second, you also need to, that means there is, even in the ground, the real Shiv Sainiks were very unhappy with this unholy alliance which he got into it. And as a cadre party, the beauty of cadre party is that the leaders at the top is always accessible. Both the father and son, they were never available for these leaders. So there was so much of a dissatisfaction which was growing.
Okay.
And the most important thing, Preeti, is that despite he is the chief minister, he could not even understand such a big rebellion is taking place in his party. That clearly shows his lack of leadership quality.
Okay. What I'm going to do is, Mr. Nambiar, I'm coming in because we're inching closer to a break. I'm going to be right back in 3 minutes. Hopefully we'll have our NCP.
Anything. He stood by his ideology. Another mistake that Uddhav did is that diluting the very ideology of Shiv Sena, that is this Hindutva. So Bal Thackeray has always made the Shiv Sena as the main Hindutva party, even much ahead of the BJP. Remember the Ram Janmabhoomi movement and etc. But what Uddhav did, he made secular Hindutva just to please his NCP and the Congress.
All
so
right.
idea is that Shiv Sainik
Mr. Nambiar, I'm going to cut you short, and I appreciate